Hello and welcome to ChapterSkip. I'm Mark.
And I'm Joe.
And I'm Sean.
And we're bringing movie reviews with a twist.
And today we're looking at the movie Thor, The Dark World. Thor The Dark World is the sequel to 2011's Marvel movie Thor, and it's the second movie in Phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not only does this movie carry on from the first Thor film, it also carries on from 2012's The Avengers Assemble 2.
It was directed by Alan Taylor, who is not an accomplished movie director, but he has dipped his toes in the odd TV show.
And when we say the odd TV show, we mean he's done a lot of TV directing, most notably that of Game of Thrones, Mad Men, Boardwalk Empire, Lost, The Sopranos, and even Sex and the City. Damn it, it's all going so well.
Okay, so a bunch of dark elves had their asses kicked in a battle by the mighty forces of Asgard and Thor's grandpappy, Bor.
Malekith and the other Dark Elves had their weapon, known as their ether, taken away by Bor, and as it could not be destroyed, apparently it was buried, never to be seen again.
Until later on in this movie.
Now, back to the present day, we have super hot astrophysicist Jane Foster, Natalie Portman, and her intern Darcy, Kat Dennings, and her intern, all taken in the sights of London, when they come across a factory where the laws of physics are disregarded and there's some sort of wormhole which, if an object is thrown into it, will be teleported to another opening.
So, being the curious scientists that they are, they begin to throw things into the wormhole to see where it appears next.
Right, who fancies a cup of tea then?
Yeah, alright mate, why not?
I'll go put the kettle on.
Sweet.
Guys, I think there's a wormhole in the house. I just appeared from the fridge.
This is amazing! Chocolate.
I'm getting me one of those. Where's that chocolate? Ah, my hand's all wet. Joe, think your fridge is broken?
Huh? Guys, I think I'm in the bathroom.
It's a bit nuttier than I expected.
I think man must have put his hand down the toilet.
Meanwhile, Loki, who's played by the awesome Tom Hiddleston, is in prison for being a very bad boy in the Avengers movie, so he's pretty much written out of the film for the time being.
And what for, you may ask?
Well, he's still played by Chris Hemsworth, and he's still running around defeating the bad guys with his mighty hammer, Mjolnir, and his dashing looks, of course.
Oh, and he's also aided by his friends, who still look like a bunch of larpers, or as they're more commonly known, nerds! And in fact, you may find yourself wondering if you're actually watching Thor, or a deleted scene from The Lord of the Rings.
Or the end of role models.
So, poor old Thor is feeling a little lovesick, however, as he still has a thing for Jane, which I find a little odd really. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's pretty and all that, but as Thor has a life expectancy of around 5,000 years, then that's the equivalent of a human trying to form a lasting relationship with a mayfly.
I can't believe Mary's gone.
I know, Joe. She was taken far too soon from you.
I never even got to tell her I love her.
Don't worry, mate. There's plenty more fish in the sea.
Or Ephemeroptera in the pond.
At least we can give her a send-off that she deserves.
There, Joe. It's gonna be alright, mate.
Goodbye, my love. I will miss you.
How old was Mary, Joe?
She was only 13. I was old.
Such a shame. Now, would you be surprised if we said that the story at the beginning was just for show and the ether was never to be found?
I guess you would, but that's not what happens.
Nope. Whilst Jane and her crew are having fun throwing things into the wormhole, Jane is teleported to another world that just happens to be the one that Bor stashed away the ether. Jane is then infected by the ether, and this awakens a dormant Malekith, who's been waiting for some time for somebody to stumble across the ether so he can once again get his grubby little elven mittens on it.
Jane couldn't have picked a worse time to find the weapon, as the 9 worlds of the realm are on the brink of an alignment that is known as the Convergence, which just happens to be the exact time that Malekith needs to activate the ether and plunge all the worlds into eternal darkness. Why are all these ancient artefacts designed to unleash evil or something? Why don't they ever do something nice, like fill your pockets full of bacon sarnies or something?
At this point, Thor has no other choice than to commit treason and free his brother Loki.
So the brothers, now reunited for the time being, and his Lord of the Rings cosplay chums, set out on a quest to take down Malekith and save the day. That is, if Loki can actually behave himself this time.
Now for the moment you've probably been waiting for. Is this movie any good, and is it worth watching? My answer is a resounding yes, but I'm going to have to elaborate a little. First off, I'm a huge fan of the Marvel films, and I'm a sucker for any kind of superhero movie, so I guess I'm going to be kind of biased. With that being said, I thought this was a pretty great film, with a fantastic cast that all played their roles perfectly, with Loki being especially awesome. The plot was also interesting enough to keep me involved too.
As expected, the sound and visuals are top notch, and the movie is a great cinematic experience. There are a lot of things that occur as plot convenience though, so if you do scrutinise the film too hard, you will most likely find quite a bit to pick fault with.
This film does contain a hell of a lot more humour than the first film.
Which I quite liked, although maybe it was borderline being too goofy in places, but I thought it never went too far that it annoyed me.
Although overall, the film has quite a dark and fatalistic tone to it. Unfortunately, it's not one that's to the detriment of the movie, unlike Man of Steel for instance, that went too far and just messed up the whole thing. Then again, that being said, Thor did put a lot of the humour moments during the climactic battle, which did kind of detract from the tone just a little bit. And I did find it a little bit annoying that Darcy's character still can't say Mjolnir, and it's not that funny when she shouts Mjolnir every bloody time.
I love this movie. It did have its drawbacks however, but those were minor quibbles in what is a superbly executed film. This movie will appeal to a broader audience because of the humour, as well as Thor and Loki being more established characters because of the Avengers movie. So there's no doubt that this is going to be a box office smash. I encourage each and everyone to watch it, even if you wasn't such a big fan of the first Thor movie, because this one is better. And if you're a regular visitor to the cinema to watch Marvel movies, you'll know not to leave your seats until the credits have finished. And not just the first set of credits either. All of the credits!
Where both the first Thor movie and Captain America were enjoyable, they did feel more like prequels to the Avengers. This film, however, manages to tell its own contained story, without too much knowledge of past events needed, although we'll presume that you have seen not only the previous Thor movie, but the Avengers as well. And if you haven't, then you really should hang your head in shame and go and buy the DVDs right after you watch this review. Overall, this is a bloody entertaining film, and if you can overlook all the little plot conveniences, then I think you'll thoroughly enjoy it.
I felt this was a great entry in the Marvel universe, though I must admit I really enjoyed the first one a lot more. But this is still full to the brim with comedy and action and a great storyline. Get to see it when you can.
Thanks for watching this movie review for Thor: The Dark World. Now there's positive feedback all around for this film. We hope you feel the same way about this review. We encourage each and every one of you to leave comments about the movie and this review in the comments section below. If you like this video, then go ahead and subscribe. That way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. You can also like us on Facebook and follow on Twitter. Be sure to tweet us and use the hashtag ChapterSkip. Thanks.
It was directed by Alan Taylor, who's not accomplished.
Now, back to the present. That was good stuff.
At this point, Thor has no other pocket.
No other pocket?
Damn it, where am I going to put Mjolnir? I have no other pocket!
At this point, Thor has no other choice than to commit treason.
This film, however, manages to tell its own contained
Contained within its cone tract.
Contained.
It's all very self-contained.